Hey everybody, come on in. It's the Daily Bern. Come on in. Remember to like and share. We gather here every day at 7 to talk about this fight that we're in. This is the Daily Bern, so come on in. Like and share, get this out. Everything's being suppressed right now, so it's important to smash the like button and comment. That all helps in the algorithm to get it out to more people. So take part in the show. And remember to hit the like button. And that little share button. But this is the Daily Bern, and this is a fight. This is not an election. This is life and death. Literally everything is at stake, and our time is now. That's what we talk about on this show every day. That's what we get into. That's how we feel. This happens now, and we know that. So come on in. This is the Daily Bern. Come in and gather round. If you 100% believe that this must happen, and you understand that it is us that must make it happen, you have found your show. So welcome back to the Daily Bern, the war room of the political revolution. And remember to comment. I want to hear from you. Let me see who we got here. Hey, Kilo. Got some people here on Facebook too. Good to see some people coming in. This is the Daily Bern. It's the daily show we do every day at 7 for the political revolution, for all of us that are out there fighting in this political revolution in order to make the changes that we know are necessary, that must happen, to make this a reality, to move this forward, this political revolution. This must happen. We understand that. Hey, Jesse. And that's what we talk about on this show. And today, the message is going to be that no matter what it looks like, we are winning. This madness that we are witnessing, I believe, is the death throes of the power structure that lords over us. They are throwing literally everything at us. Everything. Billions of dollars, tons of propaganda. Their entire media is set against us. They're rigging the elections. They're rigging the primary in broad daylight. Exit polling is showing that. When they allow exit polling, we know that this is being rigged. We knew that going in. It's frustrating to watch it again. It's emotionally exhausting. But we are winning. Their system is cracking. It's crumbling. This is it dying. They're going to do everything they can to stop us. We talked about that. We've been talking about that. We're seeing it now, and it's hitting a lot of us hard. It's hitting me hard. I didn't expect this. This is crazy, what's going on. We understand that. But like I said, I think what we're witnessing is their death throes. I think this power structure that lords over us is coming to an end. We are winning. I think we are breaking through. The most important thing is that you keep your belief no matter what. No matter what the garbage media throws at you, for one. No matter what happens in this primary. Stay focused. Keep your belief that we will win if we keep moving forward and we stay determined. There are millions of us. You're just one in a movement of millions. If you keep moving forward, if we keep determined that we must do this, there is nothing that can stop us. Everything they're trying to do, everything they're throwing at us, it's all they've got. But it's not even doing that much, really. We're not even that far behind. If you think about everything that's been done to stop us and to shut us down, we've been doing great. We're doing fantastic. Yeah, Jack, I saw that. Illinois called it for Joe yesterday during the Price is Right. Yep. No, I got a screenshot of it. I'm going to compare the results to tonight's results and see where they come out. Because they showed everything. They showed the voting totals. They had Joe winning at 50% and Bernie at 45%. And they even had the number of votes. So we'll see. We'll see tonight. Because I do intend to match that screenshot up with the final tallies. But as Carol said, we're burning up. We understand this is our fight. We have to make this happen. We are the ones that have to do this. This is our fight. Bernie's doing a fantastic job. Bernie's doing all he can. I firmly believe that. The rest is up to us. And if we stay determined and we stay in our belief that we can make this happen, that we can change society, because that's what we're doing. We're not trying to win an election. We're trying to change an entire corrupt, greed-driven society. A power structure that's been lording over us for hundreds of years. We're trying to tear down all of that and rebuild it into a society of justice and compassion for the people. What we're doing is massive. We're uprooting an entire system, and this is what it looks like as it dies. Kilo says the good thing about Bernie is you don't have to compromise your integrity to vote for him. Yes, and it's too late for that. We're done with that. This is our fight. This is our last stand. We have to make this happen. Steve says something's wrong with Facebook. It's pulling everyone's posts. Nothing's wrong with Facebook, brother. They're pulling the posts. This is them dying. They're going to fight us as hard as they can. They may take this away from us entirely. I'm worried how far they will go. Jack says you got a mic. I've always had the mic, brother. I just had to move it closer to my mouth to give you guys a little better audio. You usually can't see it because it's a little bit lower, but I raised it a little. So now you can see it a little bit. It looks like I am wearing a tie. It would be a fat little tie, though, like a Steve Harvey type tie. But that's what's wrong with Facebook, Steve. And I had the same problem trying to share the debate the other night, trying to do a watch party, which I've hosted a watch party for 10 debates so far, no problems. The debate the other night, completely shut down. And they pulled it all over the place. If you managed to share it, it probably got pulled down. Carol says they just called Florida to Biden. It's 7-12. Man, I wasn't even going to pay any attention to the results tonight. We're not going to win this in the voting booth, guys. We're going to win this by staying determined. Bernie's going to stay in this fight. We're going to go all the way to the convention. They are going to try to rig it. They are going to try to give it to Joe Biden. It's telegraphed all to hell. There's no point in not talking about it. We might as well mention it. They're rigging this election. We have to get loud. We have to inform more people. We're breaking them. We're breaking through. If we wake enough people up and we get enough people aware and active, they can't do it. They can't pull it off. We have to get too big to rig. And I really think we're there. They're afraid. The fear in them and the fear reaction I'm seeing from them, it's scary because of what it's doing to the people. But it's encouraging as well because you're seeing them act irrationally. They're panicked. They're backed into the corner. They're doing all they can to fight us. And, you're seeing exit polling up to 13% off. The UN intervenes at 4%. 2% is evidence of fraud. No, Heath, there's not. Heath asked if there's any chance the UN will get involved due to the election rigging. I don't believe there is because technically, and this was argued in court, the DNC is a corporation. And, they don't have to follow the rules of democracy. They must be forced to. That is not okay. That needs to matter to everyone. If you're an American citizen, no matter what political party you belong to, it needs to bother you that one of them is outright a corporation. The Democratic Party needs to be brought to its knees. It needs to be taken down. We're attempting to do that from the inside. But no, I don't think we'll see any help coming as far as that goes. It's going to be won by us staying determined, by us moving forward, and by us refusing to back down. Kathy said Bernie better break off his abusive relationship with the DNC and run independent. He doesn't want Trump, and that is his only option. You are damn right. Now, yesterday, I said the other day, like it was so far in the past, we acknowledged finally on this show something that we hadn't really talked about much, that this fight must go forward with or without Bernie. And I sincerely hope that Bernie understands that's where we're at too. Again, I'm not a body language expert, but I like to watch Bernie's body language. I feel like he's very transparent. At the debate, when pushed about what we would do and even what he would do, he seemed like he was lying in his body language, especially when he's talked about us supporting Biden or his support of Biden or what he would do if forced to support Biden. I got that vibe from him that he didn't fully believe what he was saying. I hope he understands that this moves forward no matter what. This is our time. This is our moment. The time is now. A better opportunity is not coming along. And he's 78 years old. So this is the last stand. Last time I could see waiting for a better time. But that's past now. We used the momentum. He did a fantastic job of using the period of time since the 2016 primary to wake a ton of people up, which, as we've been talking about, is the most important thing that we can do. That once we get to a certain point, they won't be able to do this. They're rigging an election. They shouldn't be able to do it anyway if everybody cared. But unfortunately, half of the damn people think it's funny. I think it's hilarious. They have the Operation Chaos. Trump supporters do. Because they think it's hilarious to run a man with dementia against Donald Trump. A man that will get totally defeated, trounced, embarrassed, no matter what you want to say or how you want to call it, destroyed by Donald Trump. It'll be embarrassing. And they think it's hilarious. So they're all voting for Joe Biden in these states. That's what's happening, especially in the red states. That's what's happening right now. That and massive election rigging and fraud. And massive media manipulation. Rita says Uncle Joe is part of the status quo. He is the status quo. I'm telling you, I won't vote for Joe Biden. That goes without saying. I think everybody already knew that. I will actively vote and campaign against him. And this is my last political stand. So don't make my last vote be for Donald Trump. Because this goes to the streets. This is direct action. And if Bernie doesn't go independent, we move forward without him. This happens. This keeps moving forward. It's not me, us. And if it becomes just us, we have to keep going. But I don't know if it's because I just want to believe it, but I think that he will. I think that he will go independent. This is going on. His lawyers are addressing it with the DNC. It's not like they don't see the rigging. It's not like they don't see the fraud. They're talking about it. Nina, one of the main surrogates for the campaign, has been very vocal that this is not 2016 and you're not going to get away with the same things you did before. Well, they're doing it all. So, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I think Bernie has to. I think there's no other option. But if he doesn't, then we go our separate ways. Politics is over at that point anyway. This is the last stand. I think a lot of us understand that. This is This is Bernie or Vest. The people must make this change happen. It is the people being united, standing together, and rising up that is making it happen. We have changed the narrative. We have brought all these big ideas into being mainstream ideas. That was all us. These were pie in the sky 5 years ago. Unicorns, people that lived in fantasy worlds in their parents' basements. Now they're mainstream ideas. We did all of that. And we're going to do it all. We're going to make this happen. I am not faithful in the political process. And Kilo says, I don't think he'll go third. Kathy said, even Jane said if they pull it again, there will be a third party. Jane said that? Kilo, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's because I want to believe he will, because he must. He must understand that. He's got to see it. We all see it. We all see how serious this is. And if they go with Joe Biden, he can't in good faith support Joe Biden or try to help Joe Biden get elected. Again, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Tried that already with Clinton. And Biden's even worse than Clinton, because it's not enough that Biden's a severely flawed candidate, has a terrible record, would be a hard sell anyway. Add on the fact that he's got dementia. There's something seriously wrong with Joe. He can't beat Donald Trump, so it makes no sense to support him and move in that direction. The only thing that would make sense for Bernie would be to run independent, to be to go third party, to be to break off from the DNC when they screw him over, which we all see coming. Net, why isn't Bernie calling out the election fraud the way you and we are? Well, me and you have different jobs than Bernie. I've discussed that before. He has to play by political rules. He has to appeal to a wide stream audience. The average person, isn't as awake and aware as we are. They don't fully understand the reality of what's even going on. They live in a false reality that's been created by the media. So that's why I think. But I know that they're acknowledging it because their lawyers have been all over the DNC, and the surrogates, especially Nina, have been acknowledging it. So the fact that Bernie himself isn't only really plays into his style. Right now, Bernie is taking, and I'm sure you're seeing this too, Bernie is taking on the role of the leader of this country. He's doing these fireside chats and addressing the nation. And every time he does it, he doesn't do it as, hi, I'm Bernie Sanders, senator from Vermont, running for president. He does it like he's the damn president. I really think Bernie understands what's at stake here and that this must happen. And logically, it makes no sense for him to support Biden. If the DNC goes in that direction and Bernie truly cares about defeating Trump, the only way at that point would be to run as a third party. Kilo says, why I cast out is because he always does what he says. No, the integrity, I get it. I know, I'm with you, Kilo. And I'm saying again, I really want it to happen. I believe it must happen, and the logic leans in that direction. But if you base it on integrity and his past behavior, he'll support Joe Biden. I just can't see how you can logically make that decision if you're Bernie Sanders. But the man will do what he does. We just need to understand that this moves forward no matter what. We keep waking people up. Our role doesn't even change in this fight. We've done a fantastic job. Yeah, we're trying to win an election, but that's only one thing that we're doing. We're waking people up. We're informing people. We're getting people active and involved. That is what is making all this happen. Not us running a fantastic presidential campaign. We're doing that. We're doing a terrific job, especially with even financing it. You know, like the other night when Biden was lying about literally everything in the debate. He said that we have 9 super PACs, but he couldn't list them because there aren't any. This is all independent people, real people like me and you, giving because we believe and we understand that this must happen. Now, Bernie biting the bullet because of his integrity once, I get. He does it twice, I can't make that excuse anymore. Because, like I said earlier, this is a completely different situation. He's not just backing a flawed candidate that he fundamentally disagrees with this time. He would be backing someone that is mentally unfit for the job. At that point, I think he's going to have to make a very tough choice. And really the only choice is to break off and run third party. And he's already acting like he's president. He's being very presidential. I love what I see him doing strategy-wise. But I don't know about the voting booth part of this right now, especially with this coronavirus concern. Ohio canceled their elections despite a judge's orders. You know, I don't know how much they'll shut down. Arizona cut down polling locations from over 150 to less than 40. That was 2 days ago. It may be in less than that now. I know that a person that I talk to regularly that lives in Illinois said that her polling place was changed unexpectedly. And Jesse says Bernie said the long lines in Michigan and closed polls in Washington here in Michigan as well. Yeah, no, they closed a lot of polling places. In Texas, for example, over 100. They're doing massive manipulation to this election, outright rigging as well, and fraud. The rigging is happening on these voting machines. One of the first things we need to get rid of and change about our democracy, which is phony and fake and not real and mocked all over the world. You know, we're so proud and think we're a shining example of democracy when we don't even have it. We have theater, but we can have it. We're going to have it because we're going to make it happen. What's going on doesn't have to keep going. We don't have to tolerate it. We don't have to allow it. Kathy says Bernie knows that Trump is a disaster. I believe he will do what he knows he has to do to stop Trump. I do as well. And like I said, it doesn't make any sense for him to do anything else but go third party. Steve says the coronavirus could throw a monkey wrench in this whole election. They could cancel the convention. Yeah, they're not going to cancel the general election, though. Do you think? There's no way that's going to happen. And why can't they go to mail-in voting? Why don't they immediately go to mail-in voting? This coronavirus scare is a whole other topic, and I've kind of avoided it for about a half hour now, for 26 minutes. I haven't talked about it, and I'm really proud of myself because I'm not afraid of the virus. I'm afraid of the fear from the virus, the pandemic paranoia that the media is fueling. And I'm worried about what they'll use it for. The media is never one to let a good opportunity go to waste. And I'm not saying that there's no virus. I got really mad at somebody today. It's still on my mind. I used the block button, and I never use the block. I don't like using the block button, but I did. And I don't feel right about it still because I don't like closing myself up. But he was mocking me over me questioning this fear. The fear is going to do a lot of damage. I'm not saying that there's no virus. I'm saying that this fear is irrational. The media is being irresponsible. They're driving everyone into a panicked frenzy. Jack says we have all seen the fuckery. No, we need to do away with the two-party system. We're electing president, the most important job that I can think of. We should be looking for the absolutely best qualified candidate. We need to reform our democracy. The only thing that's going to make that happen, though, is us succeeding in this fight. We're never going to get a better opportunity. There's no better opportunity coming along. We have a path to victory. We just need to overwhelm them. We have to keep working, keep moving forward. Ignore what's happening, as hard as that is, and know that we move forward no matter what. Hopefully Bernie understands. I think he does. I'm basing that on just his transparency, his inability to lie, and the way he seemed to act when asked about it. It doesn't feel the same as it did with Clinton. I think I see deep concern in his eyes and an understanding that we will not support Biden. I'll work harder against Joe Biden than I did Clinton, and not because I think Biden's worse. I think Hillary Clinton is one of the most evil people walking around, is responsible for atrocious things. I think the worst of Hillary Clinton. Joe Biden is not only an establishment puppet, he's not mentally fit. I'd have no choice but to actively campaign against him. Anyone informed would have no choice. It's irresponsible to allow him to become president of the United States. We would have to do everything we could to keep that from happening. You can't go that direction. And I don't think Bernie, I don't think there's any chance Bernie thinks that would win. He wasn't able to help Clinton win. To do it again, I think, would be irresponsible. Integrity out the window. Steve says we will know if the fear is irrational in less than 2 weeks. And Steve says they can't cancel the general and let Trump stay. It's in the Constitution. Yeah. So if they're going to rig the primary, let them go ahead and rig it. Then let's see what Bernie's going to do. We must move forward. This may not happen in the election booths, but he's already acting like the president. I think he understands. I don't think he's going to quit. I think Bernie understands what we understand. I think he sees the severity of the situation. And I don't see him leaving this fight. And I think he understands there's not going to be a better opportunity at this fight. So this is the time. This happens now. Now is our moment. Steve says it was a mistake to think we could change the Democratic Party from within. I hoped it would work, but it's not impossible. Nothing is. Nothing is. They're throwing literally everything at us. And the average American is looking away. We just have to get enough of them. Not all of them, enough of them. To turn their damn heads. Pull their heads out of the sand. Pay attention to what's actually going on. To care, get concerned, and get informed. We're almost there. Their irrational behavior proves it to me. That they are weakening. The system is crumbling. We can make it. We can kill it off. We can take it over. We can change it. We can. And this is the way change takes place. When millions of people stand united and move forward determined to do everything to make it happen. And that's what's happening. That's what I believe in. We may have to destroy the Democratic Party. Our fight keeps going. Our fight doesn't even change. Our job is to wake and inform people, to get people aware, and to realize what's really happening. And we got to do it now. So that's what we talk about every day on this show, and what we gather and discuss each day here. And I can only speculate on what Bernie will do, but I can't see him believing that Biden is an actual viable option and risking throwing everything away that he's built, not just over the past few years, but over his entire career. His last opportunity, I can't see him throwing it away. Steve says we sure could use Medicare for all during this crisis. And isn't it funny that we're terrified? There's this huge fear reaction. And the one candidate calling for Medicare for all, for health care for everyone as a human right, is not rising to the top. Everybody's not going, hey, wait a minute, isn't there a guy who said that we should all be able to get the medical treatment that we need? Then we would be prepared for things like this. You know, in other countries, they're calling us underdeveloped. Norway put out a bulletin to their citizens abroad to come back, especially if you're in an underdeveloped country like the United States. They specifically use the United States as an example. Kathy says reality is making Bernie president. We will make Bernie president. Because I don't believe he will support Joe Biden. I don't believe he can. Not in good faith. Integrity or not. It wouldn't make any sense. It would be irresponsible. Because he would be knowing he's choosing to lose. If defeating Trump is really important, he must move forward. And that would be the right thing to do. And if Jane's even said it, I give more credit to what Jane says than maybe I should. But I believe Jane speaks for Bernie sometimes. There's a lot of times in her Twitter, follow her on Twitter, where you'll see telegraphs of what Bernie does through Jane. Jane's pretty reliable. So if Jane's hinting at it, Nina's been hinting at it, I think they understand. I think the campaign understands. This is our last fight, our last stand, and we must succeed. This cannot wait for a better opportunity. There will be no better opportunity. But I'm going to have to wrap up. I've got to get out and cook dinner, and I'm going to have to force myself to look at these election results tonight. It's kind of amazing that they would push forward with this in the middle of all this fear. How much did that suppress voter turnout? We won't know. But keep your head up. Know that it's our belief and our determination moving forward that we'll make this happen. Keep fighting. No matter what, no matter how crazy they act or how crazy things seem, keep moving forward. Keep doing all you can. And believe. Belief is very powerful. Believe that we can win. Good and evil is at war here. And good can win. Good can prevail. They're weakening. Carol says, are you talking about Jane Sanders? Yes. I haven't seen that specific tweet. Someone mentioned earlier on YouTube, Kilo, I believe, or maybe it was Kathy, that Jane had said on Twitter that if Bernie was robbed of the nomination again, a third party, what was the exact? Kathy said it. Even Jane said if they pull it again, there'll be a third party. I was just saying that Jane, a lot of times you can see telegraphs of what Bernie's going to do through Jane. Dion says he thinks Michelle Obama is going to be Biden's BP pick. I could see that happening. I'm seeing that telegraph too. The DNC sent out a mailer, a feeler, feeling that out. But they've been hinting at that for a while. They'll pull whatever they want. And even pairing him with Michelle Biden, he would lose. I don't think I know no one in this room believes that Joe Biden can win the election, but I don't think anybody really thinks he can. Was Michelle going to debate Trump for him? I don't see it happening. And I can't see Bernie supporting it. It wouldn't make any sense. And I hope I'm right. No, Kathy says it was in 2019 in an interview. Still, if it came from Jane, I give it a lot of weight. Kathy says all these people have to realize how Medicare for All is needed with this catastrophe. Bernie's doing a great job of driving that home. But yes, we need to make everyone understand, and this is a fantastic opportunity to make everyone understand that Medicare for All health care is a human right, and we must make this happen. And this definitely shows the need for massive improvements and massive reform in our healthcare industry. That's definitely being exposed. Steve says, how about getting some guests? I would love to. I would love to. I need to reach out to some people. And he says, Savage Joy. She would be good. I like her. A lot of times I just feel like, and it's been because of the technical difficulties in the past that I haven't reached out to people, but now you're right. Because we've been streaming pretty solid lately. And I think we finally got it under control really good. So it'd be a good time to do that and start getting some guests on. I've been trying it and flirting with it, and I think we can pull it off. So I'm going to start reaching out. And that's a good one to reach out to. Jack's made some good suggestions about people to have on. But I'd like to do candidate spotlights, all kinds of things. So I'm gonna start reaching out to more people about coming on the Burn, and definitely do that in the future. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for hanging out. This is a Daily Burn. We do this every day at 7 from our Revolution War Room. So come back and check it out and like the page and follow our content. And if you would like, share to the feel free to share to the page. Anything you think is relevant to the revolution, take part. It's my page. I made this page just so this show would have a home. And if you're here on YouTube, remember to subscribe and hit that like button and click the bell if you subscribe. Even though I'm told all the time that you still don't get notifications. Everything is heavily suppressed right now. But thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you on the next episode tomorrow at 7. And like I said, keep your head up no matter what happens with these results tonight. We're winning. Their system is coming to an end. We will do this. Not Bernie, us. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.